Welcome to this month's episode of In the Stables. I'm LB.
Big Mike.
And we're here to tell y'all what's going on in the stables with Unstable Mates. Episode number 2, man. Here we go. Last month we talked about going to pits and a few other things going on with the, I think it was the Dark Horse SC, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We did all that. Went to pits. It was a blast. Hey, I guess we'll talk about it, give a little synopsis about it. The show was dope, man. Actually, this is my second time at pits. This is your third time at pits.
But hold on, what? Pits is fire. But can we talk about that drive from Georgia to Tennessee and hitting the mountains?
Yeah.
The scenery, the curves.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but that is one of my favorite roads to navigate.
It's a beautiful drive. 441, for the ones that don't know, is the road that cuts through the mountains coming, we coming out of Georgia and we to make it to Tennessee on our side of town. But 441 is a gorgeous road, man. It's like Tail of the Dragon for those that know, but it's not as it gives you time to really relax and enjoy the scenery. And you're talking about a beautiful scenic route with a lot of curbs. You can still get down a little bit without getting crazy because there's a lot of tourist traffic going through that, going to Gatlinburg, going to Pigeon Forge. But man, oh man, you're talking about one of the most gorgeous roads that in the Southeast that you could travel.
Sure.
And honestly, I look forward to that. Every year, just because of the roads, man. I look forward to pits. That's part of the trip right there. That's like a major part.
That's a highlight for sure.
That's a highlight.
The only thing I would recommend is don't be dumb like me. The first time I ever went, I went at night. I had never went that route before.
Yeah.
I went at night. It was raining, and I'm driving it. Yeah. And I was just like, man, it's foggy, but you know what? It's fun.
It's fun.
Until we were driving back, and I realized I almost died about 10 or 12 times.
Right.
Because I definitely was going way too fast in the rain. And granted, I was driving my 14 car, and it's spec'd out, full suspension and everything like that. But
right.
Yeah, I almost died about 10 to 12 times. So, don't underestimate it, but it is so much fun to drive.
Right.
That is definitely one of the highlight cruises, to take.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, it's definitely worth the drive. If you ever get a chance to get on that road, you have tunnels cutting through the mountains. You got the river running along the side, the greenery, elks. You got everything, man. So, that road is everything for the driving enthusiasts, those that like scenery. The show itself, pits, it's dope. We get there, so we, a good 9 of us, 10 maybe, I don't know. We gathered up and we had people that was already there. We left on the Thursday morning. We extended our stay from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this year. But we got there. And it was a lot to do. They had meets going on all over the city. It's things to actually do, and I'm really glad that the city of Seaverville really kept their cool as far as their units, their police department, whatever. Shout out to them. My hats go off to those guys. I heard about what happened to Gat. Y'all seen the videos, the import meet, but I think. With the Mustangs, we were looking for a little bit of attention, like what happened at Myrtle Beach over the previous years. But I think, I think everybody handled themselves according. Was, as far as I know, no incidents, was no craziness going on.
It wasn't, but even with the thing, because I ain't gonna lie, I was a little worried that maybe they were gonna turn up, in terms of over policing the event.
Right.
But the reality is, if you really pay attention to what happened at Gat, it was the locals that live in that area that really were turning out and acting. It wasn't even people coming from out of state. Now, I'm not saying, people coming traveling in
Oh wow.
didn't partake. But really, who was setting it off and wilding out there? It was basically a lot of the local crowd that was out there doing it. So,
oh wow, wow.
So it's like, it's I mean, that's what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's like they ruined it, but whatever. I'm just glad they didn't ruin Mustang Week. Ponies and the Smokies. So it was a fun event.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I get it. I don't know. I think it's a demographic thing. I really think it's an age gap. If you look at the GAT crowd, man, the guys who are out there, those guys was like young cats. They call them broccoli head dudes, you know what I'm saying? You know, and you look at the guys who, you know, we were out there, we were like, you know, hell, it was seasoned guys. I'm gonna say old guys. It was seasoned vets out there that's been seeing this stuff and know how to chill. A lot of lawn chair cars, a lot of lawn chair people, man. I mean, they're chilling behind their cars at the show. Really ain't trying to make a lot of noise. They're just there to see some cool cars, a good time. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you go to any airport, and I'm not trying to put it down because trust me, I love that crowd, man. I love the airport scene, but you don't see a lot of lawn chair people. Like they're sitting behind the 350Zs, 370Zs, they Q builds and all that stuff. You don't see none of that stuff, where they're just chilling out of their VQs and lawn chairs. Like, look at my engine. No, you don't see that. I think those guys just a little bit younger, a little bit more hyper, and trust me, we were there before. So I don't know.
Hey, listen, I'm not even going to get started on that, but yeah, I mean,
we were there before, man.
Yeah, I've done a lot of wild stuff in my life.
Yeah. But my hat's off to the just the city in general. I mean, I know they try to hold it down. We try to hold it. We try to keep everybody kept their cool. We try to contribute to the goodness of the environment and make sure we maintain and make sure they stay. We have a positive presence in there. Let's just say that.
For sure.
Yeah. So we hung out there. We got there. And, you know, we ate. We ate at the
Mexican food, right?
Mexican food.
Yeah, for sure.
Get the name of the place, but it was really cool.
Gorilla Tacos.
I think at the Gorilla Tacos. Shout out to the crew over there. They good food. It was a spitting walking distance from where we stayed, and also we went to Cracker Barrel. And I'm not trying to plug any names, man, but we went to the Barrel too many times. We were spitting distance from them. All in all, man, it was great. Hung out, had some real chill time with the crew. I tried to put up some rah-rah photos. You guys can see how we chill out at the spot.
I enjoy the Quaker steak meats.
The Quaker steak meat was, pretty dope. That was pretty dope.
It's the whole, obviously everybody has to you have to go there to prove you were at Ponies and Smokies because you got to take a picture at the wall and everything. But like the conjugation of cars that come out to that. Yeah. And, you know, it's not in a show setting. So it's just basically just people with pulling up. It's a meet and just vibing out with folks, talking about whips and everything like that. And shoot, I was feeling it. Which one of them was the one for you when we was at the Quaker State meets?
As far as the car?
Yeah.
Mustang Menard.
Mustang.
That
man is everywhere.
But no, for real, Mustang Menard was there. But he bought the Fox body out. Mm-hmm. You usually bring the SN95, but honestly, man,
you was sleeping though.
I
don't even know why you even remember that.
But
you was asleep.
Yeah, I was asleep, man. I had to get some sleep. Trust me, hey. I'm a busy guy.
You know you snore.
I know I snore.
Okay,
I didn't know. Pretty loud.
I didn't know if you knew that because I thought your car was on, but it wasn't.
This guy got jokes. All right, we're gonna talk about the one battery he got between. Anyway, what? But between 9 cars. But anyway, let's talk about. But no, for real, man. They called me snoring. They called me sleeping, maybe snoring.
Yeah, but no, you were definitely snoring.
Yeah,
you were definitely snoring.
Fine. But I had a good time snoring. But my favorite car,
At the Quaker State meet, because I
At the
mean,
Quaker State meet.
the show itself is different because not all the cars at pit
Was at the Quaker
go, cruise out to the Quaker State meet.
Yeah.
Like, what was the one that got you?
Yeah, yeah. I'm bringing up Mustang for a reason though, because he put a lot of effort into his builds, and
He does.
He to see that Fox, to ride with that Fox body that he built through the mountains, and to know that it held up for that trip. And I know that means a lot to him.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of did it for me, just to know that he put his heart into something. He had confidence that it was going to make that trip. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that car is a 93, 91. It's in the 90s. It's a 90, early 90s Fox build.
I thought it was a 90.
So even something that far back, you have confidence to push it the way he pushed it through the mountains, and to have confidence in the workmanship that somebody, that hey, look, this is gonna make it through. And even though he did have a scary moment while we were there, but that's a story for another reel. But I think just to know that story, it was really cool. There were some standout cars, man. Shoot, it was so many of them that I couldn't really focus. That was my problem. I couldn't focus in on one because everybody had a certain caliber of build that was at that meet. Now there are some things that stood out to me at the actual show. But what about you? What you think?
Man, at the Quaker State meet, for me, it was, and I know I'm partial because pretty much everybody, if you don't know, I used to have my Bullet cammed out, and unfortunately, I melted the motor down. So I've always loved the sound. I'm gonna challenge anybody, and trust me when I say this. I'm telling you, I'm biased, but a cammed out 3-valve ain't much like it. I mean, a push rod that's cammed and everything like that. I mean, that's classic. That's classic Bravo cammed. Even a LS motor that's cammed out. But when you got a 3-valve with some nasty cams in it, it just hits right. And if you got the right exhaust setup, long tubes and everything, I mean, it ain't much like it. And there was a blue 3-valve that pulled in, and I mean, he had the perfect supercharged, cammed out 3-valve. He was coming from Virginia, and I just felt like when it drives past, I mean, it sounds like a Kanye West beat when it's driving past.
Yeah,
it's like you hear the drums bumping in that car when it comes to it. And I was just like, aesthetically, the car looked clean and everything, but when you hear a cammed out 3-valve, ain't much like that. In the comments, tell me another. If you could pick a better cammed Mustang generation, let me know. Because I think personally, hot rod cams, mother thumpers, Brent speed cams, it doesn't matter what you put in a 3-valve. When you got the right exhaust setup and a 3-valve with cams, Chop City all day long. And I just love it. There's nothing like that cam sound.
Shout out to the ones out there with that ghost cam they used to put back in our cars back in the mid 20 teens.
Yeah,
hey, that ghost cam.
Hey, the ghost cam
was sick though.
It was.
They were putting those on the V6s then. You know what I mean?
They was.
Shout out to Nick Wagner. I think he was the first cat that had a ghost cam on the 6-seal S197, and I was like, what's that? It was something serious.
The ghost cam works, but I mean, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But it wreaks havoc on your valves.
It wreaks havoc.
But I mean, if you're only in it for the moment and not
if you're in it for the gram, man.
If you're doing it for the gram,
Instagram was popping back at the time.
Send it.
And folks was sending that ghost cam straight into the ECUs, man. It was like, it was godsend.
Send it.
That ghost cam was
all day long.
But I remember that car. And the one you were speaking of, the blue one, and it was a pretty dope car, man. The way they built that thing, that the cam setup in there, it It wasn't a mild cam. It was definitely an aggressive cam setup.
He said he got it built by Pro Dyno. So I mean, they obviously got that tune right, and they drove it all the way from Virginia there to Tennessee. Right. So camming and everything. I love that. That is the sickest cam setup for a Mustang. A 3-valve. 4-valve sound great. I mean, hell, the way I look at it, everything sounds better with a cam, but it's just the chop city when a 3-valve has cams in it, it just hits a little bit different than the rest of them.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. But I agree with that, man. I agree with that. That thing had some cool cars in there, man. It had some cool builds. In that spot, if you ever in Seaverville, man, I'll stop by.
Why you call it Seaverville?
It's Seaverville.
Is it Seaverville?
It's Seaverville.
I thought it was Sevierville.
I don't know. Seaverville. I don't know. Maybe it's the Mobile in me.
Golly, man.
It's Pigeon Forge. If you're ever in Gatlinburg area,
man.
If you're ever in Seaverville,
man.
Cyberville.
Stop by Cracker Steak. And, get your beer band and holler at the boys over there. Tell them the Unstable Mate sent you over there. And you might not get a discount on your drinks or your food, but honestly, check it out. It's a really cool spot.
Free napkins, free water.
Hey, trust me, it's worth it, man. So we went there. Of course, it was raining that evening. That was the night after pit. Was it Saturday night? That was Friday night.
That was Friday night. We were supposed to
go to the show that day.
We were supposed to go to the Cobra Sam meet.
And it rained.
It rained.
Yeah, it rained. It was.
I don't know. I don't know. They said that it still went on. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I feel bad that we didn't roll out to it, but I mean, it was raining and
we
had, I don't know. I wasn't fixing to drive out in the rain to a burnout contest. I didn't think it was going to happen like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, Brian Shari bought the slushie machine, so we made more slushies.
Hell yeah.
Adult slushies at the room. And so we chilled at the hotel with the adult slushies, and then we hung out by the pool. Manal, we found out he's a cheater in Uno.
Yeah, man.
So
how he gonna cheat at Uno, man?
Well, he on the next level of cheating.
At Uno, this man was dropping cards.
Like we playing money, like we playing for cheese. But it was a bad look. It's a free game. We ain't gotta do all that. But it was funny to see him do it.
Your man was dropping cards on the floor.
Yeah,
and trying to scream out,
man. But damn, it was nuts. But that was funny. That was a thing. And so, the show, we went to the actual show. Manab entered the show, and Ernest, I remember, and he entered the show. We just kind of went and chilled to support them guys. Shout out to Team UPR. Stop by their tents anytime you're there. UPR products, they do some very good billet products. Things that go under your hood, dress up products, interior knobs, all the brushed aluminum parts, all of the cool things for suspension setups. For any SN95s, all the Fox bodies, SN95s, all the way to the one. I think they're making S1, S650 parts now. I'm not sure, but I know they have S550 parts. I know they have S197 parts. Billet, really high quality products. Check them out. Go to uprproducts.com, UPR. Check them out on Instagram or whatever. Tell them Unstable Mate sent you. You might see something you like. You want to dress up your engine bay or whatever. Just just check them out. And high quality machine parts, CNC machine parts that is actually pretty good. So, favorite car at the show. So we're going to Saturday. We actually went to the pit show. So we had S Wheels. I think Shelby America was there, if I'm not mistaken. They had some cars. RTR was there.
Definitely.
Shout out to RTR. So really good vendors in the house for that event.
Von Gim was there on Friday.
He was there on Friday. I missed him.
Because Ernest had to take a picture with him.
Roush was there. Speaking of pictures, Manal.
Yeah.
Again.
With Steve Staley.
Yeah. I think Steve's tired of seeing them. But anyway, no,
they're Facebook friends.
They're Facebook friends now. They're pals now.
They are.
They catch each other at the airports and flights out and stuff. So it's funny. I think either Steve is stalking Manab or Manab is stalking Celine. I don't know Steve.
Either which way.
It's
fun to watch.
It's fun to watch.
But speaking of Celine's, if you're asking me what my favorite car was, I mean, I got two. The first one, only because you don't get to see them too often, man. That Saline S7 and that silver.
Yes.
A Saline
S7.
The S7, man.
Was a beautiful car.
Golly,
that was a very beautiful car.
Money.
Saline had some cars out there. They had that. They had the race version. Not the S7, but they had a race spec S1 SN95 from back in the days of one of the tuner vision cars, but these speed vision for the old heads. I think one of their builds was there. I took a picture of it. I might put it up here somewhere, but it was some really cool things that you have not seen, and I was surprised to see it there.
But the second car was it a 99 or was it a 2000 GT Vert slammed on its nuts? It was probably the most simplest build that you could possibly just aesthetically look at. But the paint on it, it was almost like what would you call it? Emerald green or winter green?
Now, is that the one with the beige interior?
It had the beige interior with like the forest green.
Forest green. And it had the
bronze wheels,
the
headrest deletes.
Okay.
And it was just a bag.
That was a clean car. It almost looked like a chop top roadster.
Exactly, but
because it was clean.
Yeah, and it was so clean because when you look around, I mean, obviously there's so many wild builds with a lot of money in it. But I look at that car and I'm like, yo, anybody could build that. But the way he executed it, it was so clean, it was so simple. That for me, that's my vibe. That's my vibe. That to me was my favorite build to see because it just looked so realistic. And he didn't have to go big money anything. It was, I mean, obviously he has money in it. If you got an air ride setup, I don't care what kind of air ride setup you get, it ain't cheap. But it was done so simple.
Depends on how you do your air
ride. This is true.
But he did have a clean setup. We didn't get it. I've seen that car. I didn't get a chance to dig into the details of it, but I could tell he put a lot of time and effort into that build.
And he kept it a 2-valve. Kept it a 2-valve car. Nothing simple. Crazy. Super simple.
Yeah.
That to me is like, it's fine.
Yeah, I could agree. That was honestly, that was one of my top cars to see at that show. Also, it's the one I can't remember the actual. I can't really remember the actual builder of this vehicle, but it was actually, we've been seeing it through the years in stages. When we used to do the NMRA event, they brought it out as it was a frame. It wasn't even a whole car then, but it was a Foss body. And the renderings we used to see back in the days, man, if I could find those old photos, but it used to show it as, okay, they had the wide fenders on it, the fender flares. It was a Fox body. I can't remember. It had S550 interior, full interior, Coyote engine. And I was seeing that car back then. I said, man, it's going to be a sick build. It's finished. And that car was at Pitt. And to see that car just to see it really was breathtaking. The way the craftsmanship and the way they put that car together. I mean, it was basically like, I remember the rendering. I was hoping it was going to turn out like that, and it did. Like, just like looking at, okay, this is the finished product, and they did not miss. They did not miss. I'll try to put pictures up. I can't remember that build. I'll put it up on the bottom somewhere. The builder of that car, just to give him a shout out, give them a shout out. But they put that car together, and they really put a lot of craftsmen. That was one of my favorite cars there. Mm-hmm. Of course, I'm a Capri fanatic. It was still some clean free Capris there. We had the Fremont crowd that was over in the corner with the Fremont convertibles, the LTD convertibles in the corner. I mean, not convertible, the LTD builds in the corner.
Where we give up.
So it was some really, and I'm a real custom guy. I like custom stuff. So it was a lot of standout custom, like full blown. I think out the box type of stuff there. If you're a Mustang fanatic, I think that's the type of show you want to go to get your ideas. And if you're a Mustang fanatic that like to think out the box, I think that's the show you want to go to.
I don't know about you, but like when we go on these, like anytime there's a big car event, right? One of my favorite things to do, and it's probably a little silly, but like when the event's over, I like going on YouTube and finding like videos of people filming the show and catching a glimpse of my car in it. I don't know. Does that make you feel a little like?
I think everybody feels a little.
Come on, man. I feel good. So I got hyped because that Ford guy on YouTube, shout out to him. He did one of his videos of the Ponies and Smokies. I think it was that Thursday when we first got there.
Okay.
It was the something shine breakout party cruise or whatever like that. I watched it, and of course they caught me cruising by, so I was just like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I felt that a little bit.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Cool, man.
To see your car getting love.
Yeah, it was 2 seconds. It was 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean,
2 seconds means.
Yeah, I mean, it
like,
wasn't.
It could be 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
For me, it was. I mean, it's not like Manab. I mean, he gets like a full 5. But it's whatever.
It was cool.
Goals, right?
Yeah, goals, right?
Goals.
Yeah, I agree. Goals.
That's dope. But that Ford guy, 2 minutes and 55 seconds in, you'll see me on there. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it's cool. We got to look for that one, man. That was cool, man. So so you got your top. You said it's in there, then the wedge. The Fox body is one of my tops. Of course, the Sellings. They were out there looking cool. It was cool to see Illinois. It's never a Mustang show, a true Mustang show, without Illinois sitting in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So you had your going to 60 seconds Illinois right there. You had your slew of GT500s, a slew of GT350s. I was looking to see a GTD. For some reason, I was like, maybe somebody will bring one out because there's a few of them out there. I don't know if I missed it. We did see some dark horses, whatever, but I didn't see any. At least one GTD. Somebody bring a GTD out. Maybe be at Caffeine and Octane this morning. Who knows? Matter of fact, they're moving Caffeine and Octane. We're filming this on the Saturday after pit, so it won't be tomorrow. They're gonna move it because tomorrow's Easter Sunday. They're gonna move it out to next Sunday, and I'll probably make it out to that. I'm not sure. So if you see me, say what's up, shout out. I may have my Gears and Bills with Baron podcast shirt, shameless plug, or I might have my Mate shirt on, one of the two. So if you see me, say what's up. But that's next weekend. And I think there's a few other, got Formula Drift coming up.
Yeah, that's Formula Drift is going to be May 9th to the 11th.
Yeah.
We'll be setting up camp out there early in the morning.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely, if you plan on coming, link up with me and we'll let you know exactly like how we're getting out there, the tents, we'll be bringing food, everything like that. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. It's an all day, all night thing.
Yeah.
So if you plan on coming to chill for an hour or two, you're bugging. It costs too much money to go out there for an hour or two. It's a whole day event and just watching cars, list of the track. I think last year they even did they had a S650 exhibit where they were letting you drift and take it in circles.
Yeah.
And used to drift brake in the S650s and everything.
Yeah.
So I mean it's
pretty
cool. An experience.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Right.
It's basically an all day, all night barbecue.
Yeah.
With racing going on.
Right.
Wear some comfortable shoes.
Right.
Because unless you want to bring a golf cart,
right,
you're going to be walking a lot. So, I mean, it's fire. But we didn't even talk about today. Like, what we do today?
Today we was at Top Dog. We have our monthly hangout at Top Dog.
Top Dog Tavern.
Top Dog Tavern is something we do every month. Of course, it's our monthly hangout every first Saturday of the month. We were there today, but they had their annual christening of the patio party. They have a patio, and then they have a party and a car show. And we go out and show love at the car show, and you know, it was really cool, man. It was cool to see some of those rides there. Shout out to the guys over at Top Dog. They know how to take care of us. Good food. If you're ever in Bethlehem, stop by there. Give them a shout. Tell them Unstable Mates Mustang Club sent you guys. LB on mic. Tell them, you know, y'all seen us on the podcast, and you want to come by and check them out. A lot of good food, a lot of good vibes. They had some good music. Had a live band today. Today they had some cool cars out there. Speaking of car beats, I'm gonna take this time to throw a few of them up on the screen. As you see while I'm talking, you'll see some pop up. Make sure you check them out. Some of the guys out there, some of the players out there. What's those guys? They put up some cool meets.
Loud Culture.
They put up some cool meets.
Definitely.
There's a few of them coming up. So you'll see them on the screen right here. Check them out, man. Support the scene in a positive way. Support your local cruise-ins. Support your local events. Go check them out. Don't do any hooning. Respect their turf. Respect their guidelines. And then we'll all have a great night at the end of the day. We could keep the car community in a good light here. You know what I mean? That's what we want to do. That's what we're about. That's what we always been about. The track is coming back. They're moving along great. Atlanta Dragway. We'll see what's shake with that. So that's on the horizon too.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious to know. The only thing I'm curious about with Atlanta Dragway is it just going to be drag, or are they going to try to figure out a way to create some sort of drift events or
I thought about that.
Or autocross events there.
Yeah.
Because I really, as much as I love the drag racing scene, I mean, that's where I think we all kind of started street racing / drag racing.
Yeah. We never street race, man. Cats kept saying this stuff, man.
What?
Why you putting us out there, bro?
What?
Man, try to say we from the streets. We are a good, wholesome car club, man. You can bring your families out too. We cook out. We put food on the grill, and then we go to these events and we leave in a calm and orderly fashion. I don't think. Okay, maybe a few of us got crazy and started doing some ignorant stuff back in the days.
I'm just looking for the lightning, bro. I mean,
but yeah,
but no, it's still. I'm curious if they put an autocross or like a drift course that's out there.
Yeah,
I think you turning that into like the ultimate Super Bowl of like car venues for us.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
It would be. It would be because I always liked going up to
happens. We'll see what happens.
But it is coming back. They voted on it.
It is coming back.
It is coming back.
The Banks County Commerce area.
They keep talking about October. I don't know how realistic October is, but hell, if they're able to do it,
man, all they gotta do is drag some stands in there. Like they drug those stands out of there, build a little tree house. You know,
hey, when you got money,
somebody, put something together, and there you be your finish line, start line. Throw some asphalt down.
There you go. Can't hide money.
Collect the money.
Can't hide money.
It ain't gonna take nothing to do that, man. Trust me.
I'm looking forward to it.
But we see some cool renderings. They got some cool renderings. I try to slap something up and you can see what they had in mind. It looks cool to me. Little catwalk going across the track. Hey, look, I think that's gonna be real cool to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And have that back, you know what I mean? We need that. The scene needs that. They closed the drag strip. They closed the drift track. I mean, come on. This is Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? This is the motorsports mecca of the South, as you might want to say, supposed to be in. I mean, right now they got the Silver Dollar. I think the Atlanta Drag. Well, I'm sorry, not Atlanta Motor Speed. You can't even call it that anymore. Echo Park down there. We have Echo Park. I don't know what they're doing. They used to have 8 Mile Drag in the pits on Friday nights. They're still doing that. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. But if they are, shout outs to them. Kudos. But at the same time, I'm like, we had all these events, but it's like it dried up. But you expect the scene, the culture to abide by the rules when, and don't go on the streets, don't drag from the dig, don't do this at the third, don't go to the hole and try to drag it out, you know. But you're taking all the stuff that we're used to going. Not saying y'all taking it away, but I don't even think. All right. I'm sorry. Let me take this back 2 notches. It's not their fault that this stuff is going. I think it's kind of twofold. I think the culture have to support these venues when they're there and respect it. Like when we went to the last night of the drift track being open, Lanier Raceway, they was having drift events every Friday night and some Sundays, but it was like a few. It was like
the turnout wasn't
huge. Turnout wasn't huge, but you go to the last night. And it's like everybody in the car scene wants to show up.
I didn't know there was that many drift cars. I didn't even know there was even that many drift cars in Georgia. There was so many.
But everybody showed up at the last night. It's just almost like when a restaurant chain closes. Shout out to to the Jamaican spot, the Bahama Breeze. Everybody wants to show up at the same time. Yeah, the Bahama Breeze closed. Yeah, they closed and all of it. And then we went to the last night, and then it's like it took 2 hours to get a seat. But you could go in on a regular night. Before then, and you could just, oh yeah, where you want to sit? Just pick a table. But we went on the last night, and everybody wants to come out and support. So that's the thing. People, when these places are there, we need to support these places, like the drag strip, Atlanta Dragway. A couple of years ago, when they were announcing they were shutting down, all of a sudden the entire community wants to come out and support. But up until then, it was probably a good 75 people on a 100 on a good night. It's 100 people. But you had record crowds on the last night, on a regular Friday night drag night. And it's like, why y'all want to come out now when y'all could have been coming out? I know it's like second thought or whatever, but just come out to the events. I mean, honestly, if come out and support, have some ideas for the venues. Like, hey, here's some ideas that we could do to help promote the venue. Because, they can't have all ideas. And that's just my take on it.
You're not wrong.
So, I don't know.
You're not wrong, but money is what it is.
Money is, I get it. But it takes money to run the venues, right? So, stuff dry up real quick if the money's not there. So I can't put it on the city for closing these places down. It's not the city's fault. It's really twofold. It's like they're not wanting to close these places, but at the same time, these venues have to pay taxes on these places. Property taxes have to be paid every year. And so if you're not supporting that venue, where else is the money going to come from to pay the property taxes, the state taxes, and all this stuff every year, So it's like they have no choices but to close up and sell it to the city or whatever the case will happen to it, and they turn it to something that's going to create substantial revenue, whether it be apartments or condos. I mean, they know that if they get 80 people in these condos, that's 80 people that's going to pay their rent, they do, and the money is going to go back into the city as revenue for taxes. But, Friday night drag, not, it's hit or miss. What I'm saying? If it rains, nobody coming out. It's just what it is. But so when these venues are up and going, man, we have to kind of support these venues. That's just my take. We have to support the scene. It's not necessarily all on the city. It's not their fault. Real is real. Taxes got to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm off on soapbox, guys. I'm sorry. So I don't know, man. In closing, anything you gotta put out there? I ran my mouth too much tonight. I'm sorry.
Just get ready for Formula Drift next month. Um, obviously, I'm Team RTR all day long. Vaughn getting in his crew, his drivers. I don't even know who's going to be driving this year for RTR at Formula Drift. At Atlanta. I'm not sure yet, but I'm excited. It's always a big event. It's always a lot of fun. So that's next month in May. So if you don't get out to anything else between now and May, come out to Formula Drift.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of fellowship, a lot of food, a lot of chilling, a lot of wild builds. That's all I'm saying.
Cool. I guess we're gonna close out this episode of In the Stable. Anything you want to put out there?
9 to 99.
We ride. Peace.